Huh. I said huh. I said huh. Okay, there we go. Alright. Shalom. I'm back with more Fallout 3. Uh, I sold a bunch of stuff. You know how that goes. And while I was sweeping up this area, I found that there was I found this place. And there's like talent company guys in there, so we're gonna go murk them before we move on to the next area. So, a couple of things that I wanna explain. My mom's gonna be moving, so that's gonna be nice. She's gonna be moving soon, so I'm gonna try to pump out a few videos before that happens, just to keep up the channel consistency of videos uploading once every 3 days. If not, then it'll just have to be what it is. It'll be like a small break until things get settled up. It was my birthday on the 16th, so I am now 26 years old. So, you know, happy late birthday stream, I guess. What else? So for like a while, it's been like... So I went in to work on my birthday, thinking that, I had to work. Come to find out, my boss... Oh shit. Thought this dude was alive. So my boss had set me up with, you know, my whole birthday being like... Just like no, like, I didn't have to work my birthday, which, before, I had to work Tuesday, and then for the rest of the week I was off. Man, if like, on one hand, it was nice to have like a good break from work, but on the other hand, I was like hella bored. So, oh shit, who the fuck dares? Oh. So like, me and Omega, we decided to play like a way out a couple of times, which I do like. I love that game so much. It's most likely uploaded onto the channel, but there was a part where we had escaped prison, and we not robbed, but we commandeered a home from this old elderly couple, and then we just started like living our best life in that house. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty nice, pretty nice. We had some fun, and I think that's like the thing that I like most about the game. Like, it's serious, but there's like a lot of goofy stuff that you can like get away with. And that's what I think has drawn me in. Ooh, excuse me. To the game. I really love the aesthetic of, yeah, we're pressed for time to escape and do all this like this serious revenge plot, but here's like a whole ass house that you took from these old people. Go nuts. And I found my enjoyment with that. So yeah, if you want some time to kill, like have something play in the background, give it a watch. It's pretty fun. I will warn you though, Omega's mic is kind of funky, and like when I reviewed it, like I watched a little bit of it, it screws up his mic quality. Because when we were playing it, it was coming out fine. But in the video, it's like, nah, bro. Everything's not fine. So, like, if you want to have some fun with that, and if you can stand, like, fuzzy mic sounds, like an old Call of Duty lobby, give it a listen to. Hear our gleeful excitement. And if you watch long enough, we get into more shenanigans. I'm not gonna like spoil the entirety of the game because it's honestly like super fun. Like, it's nice to hear, like, when you're playing with a friend who was probably like bored 99% of the time, there's always like that rare opportunity to hear like gleefulness in their voice. And with Omega, it's kind of like that, where like he has his moments of rage, which like you could laugh at but also feel bad for, because like he doesn't struggle like a lot in video games, but when he does, to the point where it makes him rage, is pretty funny. But also like I feel bad for him sometimes. But like there's also that moment where he's just having fun in a video game, laughing along with it. It's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. Honestly, if you want to enjoy that, then go for it. I don't know if I'll ever get like a clip of rage moments with Omega, unless I ask him, be like, hey, are you okay with this? Like, if he gives the okay, I might find like some clips where he rages. And I think the earliest rage I think I've heard from him was when he was playing frickin' Shadow of War, I think. Possibly. I could be wrong. But the other time was with Elden Ring. And that was like a fairly new experience for him, because he had never played like a Souls-ish game. Oh, thanks, dog meat. Alright, let's go open up this other thing. Why? Because I need the XP. Shoot. I said shoot. There we go. But yeah, other than that, I don't know when the whole moving process is going to take place, but when it does, and if no videos upload for a while, then I'll take the remainder of that month off whenever it happens to help my mom pack and move. Ooh, a landmine. Are these all deactivated? Oh shit. I tried pressing the VATS thing. Oh, there we go. Cause like in the back of my mind it's like, oh, just use VATS to find the landmines. Wrong Fallout to be doing that. So I have been thinking about like what DLC I want to do. And I do want to take down the slavers. I want to do that. But I feel like there's always a time and a place for that. And I don't think now is the time, at least for the current situation. A lot of Brahmin over here. Oh yeah, I don't know. Okay, that's a robot. Thought it was another Deathclaw. I was gonna freaking panic. Don't you shoot that missile arm. Don't you do it. Jericho, don't be stupid. In an alternate universe, you could have perished in that fort. You know, would have been like real sad boy hours. Jericho's just been out here slugging it. What? What? Oh. I was like, what is dog meat growling at? Dog meat, you goofy dog. And I think, like, if and when I do eventually finish Fallout, I think the last DLC I'll definitely complete will be Mothership Zeta. A lot of people... Ooh, level up. Fuck yeah. Because I know a lot of people don't like Mothership Zeta. But in my... I have to think about this strategically. Because in my experience, only receive 50% of the damage they normally would. Could be a cyborg. We good. Adamantium skeleton. We'll do that. The fuck are you? What else is out here? Just a blow fight. Ooh, guys, calm down. Because I've never really told. Well, I've told like a few people, but I was planning to do this Fallout retelling. Oh, thank God. Like a retelling of the Fallout story. So like, there's like certain parts to the story that I wanted to tell. How many lockpicks do I have? I mean, bobby pins. Well, either one. In the retelling of like the main story for the Lone Wanderer, I would say the reason you never see like that Lone Wanderer again, at least in the context of my version of the story, is that the character gets sucked up into space. Like, they go into space, stop the aliens, but like have no way to get back home unless they take the ship down there manually to get out.
Sure, give me whatever you got.
But whoa, what are you doing with that? I don't think so, buckaroo. In the context of that story, the character just doesn't go back to Earth. At least in like my rendition of the story. He chooses to stay in space and fight the evils of space. And like as he's in space, he gets cybernetic implants alongside his new companions, and they kind of just like, they're like defenders of the planet. So like, if and when I ever get to that, that's probably going to be like the last episode of like the saga. If I ever get to that point, that's going to be like where his story will end in a way. Because I do love Fallout 3 and more so New Vegas. And with the mods that have been coming out, both good and bad, I tend to like more so like Fallout New Vegas mods, because there's a lot of Fallout YouTubers that I've watched that played a lot of exemplary mods. like New Vegas bounties, war trash. I don't know. A lot of people use about the frontier, but like all of that is taken into consideration for a story that's probably never gonna be told by me, like character wise. Like, look them up actively to try to find like good story based. Oh shit. I saw an explosion. Dogmeat Jericho. Stay close to me. Like there's no. Oh, are you joking me? What the hell? What town is this? Its arm is weakened. I mean, leg. Ooh, he running. He trying. But yeah, like, I'm not sure, like, if there's, like, Fallout 3 mods that are, like, good with story-wise. But I will look it up to see. Because New Vegas has more appealing mods, like, in companion-wise. Wastelander. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. We ain't hostile. Hey, yo, what? Alright, let's see. Okay. So, do we lose karma penalty? Ooh. Sir, I would leave. I would leave. Okay, so we don't lose karma for that. Oh, damn! Where'd you come from, bro? Come on. Oh. Holy macaroni. And you guys just had like a death claw living like right next door to you. Pretty sure if we didn't kill him, you guys would be like cream cheese. Kinda interested, like, what happened here? Why were these guys hostile? Was it because the robot just got immediately flagged as enemies? Oh, wrong thing. Nope. Here we go. Ah, fucking awesome. But, I'm not sure. Like, New Vegas has more memorable, mods when it comes to, like, story and character. Because, like, the only few mods that I remember that are, like, memorable for Fallout 3 is the sister mod that you get at the beginning of the game. You can make Sydney a permanent companion. And I think Sydney would have made, like, a pretty cool permanent companion. Like, she would be a neutral kind of stance companion. Like, I feel like, because I hear that a lot of people, at least like back in the day, they agreed like, oh yeah, why wasn't Sydney a permanent companion? And that was like the thing that I exploited on 360, where like you could have her as a companion so long as you have the Declaration of Independence with you, but she doesn't like take care of herself pretty good, so you have to like constantly check up on her and give her stim packs. Whoa, 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 sir. Oh my god, dude was gonna aloha snack bar himself. Whew. Almost got us with that one, buckaroo. Ooh, thank you. So like, I feel like that, like those, what? There were like other mods. I think there was like a Amada companion mod. Amada has like a sister mod. There's just like some mods that like I remember, but none of them were like like interesting. Like the sister mod for your main character is there's a story there, but like it's kind of like it's hard to explain, but it kind of feels not so much as lackluster because they're like some indie like the sister character, like she cares for you like any sister would. It's like I haven't seen like a lot of people play with the sister mod. Oh my god, that fucking scared me. But like if you play as a black character, would she be like a black character or would her skin change? I'm not seeing that. But like she has like this very noticeable English accent, which is like either like she could be an adopted sister or blood related. No shit, Jericho, it's a room full of dead bodies. These guys were probably ghoul cannibals. Gonna make that assumption now. But yeah, it's hard to pinpoint it. But it again, not so much as lackluster, it's just like questionable. Like it's a pretty good companion mod early on. I could write that character into the story if I had like personal experience playing it, which is why I'm waiting till I get a gaming PC, get Fallout 3, New Vegas, Skyrim mods, and just because in take for example, like there's a post on my DeviantArt page. I have a Imperial character, Rexodus Janik, who, through my personal experience, is friends with two characters from two different mods, Lucian and Livia Salvian. Look, I'm not really good with names, okay? But through my personal experience, those two characters are tied into Rexodus as like childhood friends. And through my personal preference and experience playing that game with those mods, it's something that I found enjoyment for myself and decided to include them into that character post tied into their backstory. Oh, Raiders, cool. Hey, you guys know that you had like angry ghouls like next door? What the So y'all just gonna okay, I guess we're doing this then. Torso shot. I was gonna say, did that miss? Jericho, help. Where'd the other one? Where'd the other one go? All dead? All dead? All dead. Nope. Damn, dude, booked it. Oh shit. You're a raider. Why you raiding? Why you scared? But yeah, it's like mods that I personally have played tend to leave a more memorable impression on me. And that's what seeing other people play the sister mod from Fallout 3, like it's cool to say, oh yeah, I saw somebody play this game, therefore I played it, and it was the way that I played it. Like, there's a difference between like experiencing it for yourself than watching somebody else play it and getting the notion of, oh, after they played that mod, therefore I played that mod, and I think that is pretty neat. Like, you're getting the impression from somebody's experience, and that's something that I don't really want for myself. Oh boy, over encumbered once again. Which means we're probably gonna have to make a pit stop again. Just wait till I take all your stuff. I think that was 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there was another one. It's hard to friggin' tell with it getting so gosh darn dark. And I don't think some of the places... Actually, I know exactly where I need to go. Rivet City. We'll repair some of this stuff and then we'll go to Rivet City. But, like, mods that I... Like, games that I play overall, I get more enjoyment out of them experiencing them for myself rather than just watching somebody else play. Because, like, after a while watching somebody play something, you get kind of bored. And that's something that I don't really, like, want for myself when it comes to, watching people do mod reviews and stuff like that. Let me do one more looky-loo, because I may have missed it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that other guy was 5. Okay, I think I got all of them. We're gonna come back here. Rivet City. But yeah, that's kind of like my mindset, and from a lot of mods that I've experienced, like Fallout 4, there's the Heather Cassidy mod, which I really do like, but there's also the What If Nora Lived mod. There's that one, like, because in the back of my mind, I honestly think Nora should have lived, or like could have been a very interesting character if the wife or husband was included to fight alongside you. And that's another thing that I have for a story, like story-wise going forward. And I think that's like really interesting to me. So with my Fallout 3 character, like, going up into space, and was like, I'm gonna just stay up here and just do all this. It makes sense in the character context.
Decided to check out the...
Yes, I did.
No.
I need this repaired. Just repaired, and this. I don't think I need frag mines repaired. Can you... Damn it. It's not gonna sell me anything. Probably because it's morning time. I'm hungry. But again, that's like where my mindset is. I have more enjoyment playing games that I have first-hand experience playing from, like, playing overall. And I think that's like a lot of things. It's like going to the movies and you see like a movie that's really good. Like, you get more enjoyment out of watching that than someone just spoiling it for you. And then, like, you're not gonna go check it out because somebody already told you what had happened. Kinda like how I told you about what happened in... You know what? It's kind of like that. I told you what had happened in A Way Out. Like, it's really fun to, like, enjoy stuff like that. So, as someone who is a very adamant person... Is that a kid in a spacesuit? Oh, no. Like, I'm very adamant in, like, playing video games and writing out stories for characters. I have so many characters. God, so many characters. So many characters that are
Nice to see you again.
connected and having multiple backstories. You know, some of the stuff might not. Oh, excuse me. Some of the stuff might not even make sense, cause like I'll go back and read it for like not out of boredom, but just like, oh, did I make this right? Did I make this right? And 9 times out of 10, a lot of my stuff that I put onto DeviantArt is convoluted, so I'll go back and rewrite or add, correct a lot of things that I had put into the character's backstory.
Thanks.
I'm like that. It's not a very good thing, but that's it's something that I often do because I'll make spelling errors. I'll screw some things up. Most of the time, it's like not even my fault when I make spelling errors, because I'll either be typing way too fast and I overlook something. Like my eyes play tricks on me. Like, oh, you typed it this way, and I'm like, bet. And I go back and I'm like, wait a minute, something ain't right here. Like I'll just have like one of those moments, and I'm like, ah, crap. Now I gotta fix that. Or like my autocorrect will just be a big dummy. You're like, no, you meant to put this in here. That's what you wanted, right? I'm like, no, not even in the slightest. Why would you do that to me? So then I just have to like deal with that. That's banning, I think. No, wait. That's banning. I don't know who that other black guy is. Look, not all black people know each other. Sorry to burst your bubble, but you know, that's the reality we live in. Stuff already repaired. Oh, okay, here we go. Like, that's mostly like the thing that happens when it comes to writing a whole bunch of stuff for multiple characters. And like, I'll get either confused. Like, it takes me like months on end to make one post. Either because I'll either be procrastinating, working, sleeping, and when I come back to it, it's like, okay, now I gotta really sit down and do this. And I type a couple of lines, and then I just stop. And it's like, I'll come back to this again 80 years from now. So I have like I have that procrastinative mindset. Like, I'll get it done eventually, and when I do get it done, I come to the realization like, I got so much more to write. So then it's like, what are you gonna do? I don't want to give away my big book of science.
Give me a shout if you.
Hey, I'm gonna come back for that money. Don't think it's sweet, sir. Buckaroo. Trade.
Sure. Give me whatever you got.
I think we'll need the thing. I think we'll need that.
Made up your mind?
Yes. So if you ever want to check out some of the stuff that I have written down, go to deviantart.com, type in DJable, capital DJ, lowercase able, and you'll see like there's a lot of stuff that I posted for like main characters. Like, I've been going back to old browser games and just making characters and then putting in a backstory for that. And there's always like a disclaimer, like, hey, this character isn't owned by me, So I'm just using that character as a visual representation of who this character is. No, I really need medics. And let's. I think that's pretty good. I don't know. I think I have like pretty good perception. Not gonna lie. But yeah, you'll see like a bunch of characters. Like I have a whole bunch in like different categories. I'd have to like go back at some point to fix that. Because there are a few. There is like one new gallery that I want to make, like a gallery file for. It's like for my little Lego characters that I've started putting some time in and thought into. So that's gonna be fun. I don't really need 40 buff out. Ooh, I might need that buff out now that I think about it. Let's try. And I recently just finished watching The Boys season 2, which was pretty fun. I kind of screwed myself over and spoiled myself on like the ending for season 2, but we have season 3 coming out relatively soon, which I am pretty excited about. 6, Coca-Cola, Medex. Let's get 2 more back.
Thanks.
You know what?
If you need more ammo.
This, well, we'll be fine on that one. Thank you. But yeah, like if I ever do at some point get the mods, get like the equipment to do modding on like Skyrim and everything, like Fallout 3, Skyrim, Fallout New Vegas, I want that to be included as part of a character story. What the fuck? Oh. Because let's see, 4%, I'm not gonna risk that. Are you joking me? Come on, baby. There we go. It's a little bit brighter too, so I could see. There's that guy dead over there. Okay, yeah, so we did get everybody. Cool. Question is, why are you guys doing it here, of all places? The heck? Oh, whew. It's gonna be like, what in the gosh darn? So like, there's a lot of things that I want to do like for character stories, and I don't really want to like say too much about it, but on the other hand, I do want to just like not so much do like a novel, but like a shortened version of the story, like, because I've seen people play the mods for like for Fallout New Vegas, like the New Vegas bounties, Obscurum Pandemic, Dust, the Frontier, you know, all that stuff are like intertwined into, like, it's all revolved around the Courier of the Mojave, which is like what people have given the title to. And it's not just going to be like part of like the Courier storyline, because there's like different parts to doing like a prequel subsection for like different characters from different mods or like different playthroughs, because for the Fallout New Vegas one there were going to be like 3 characters like involved in New Vegas. There's 4 technically, but that character was going to be like more of a side plot question mark. But it's kind of like, it's kind of iffy when I have like the whole planning process. So I guess I could just like explain it out. So there were like 4 characters that I had in mind. There's the Courier of the Mojave, who was like the independent ending for New Vegas. My main character, Desert Jack. Just like your average wastrel, who is like, he is the courier. He is the main focus. There's Julia Caesar, who is inspired from Caesar's real daughter, Julia, who is the only female, like, the only secretive female member of the Legion. Like, no one outside the Legion knows about Julia's involvement. Only Caesar, Volpes, and Colta, just like his inner circle, basically, know about Julia. And she's going around the Mojave making like alliances, false promises to different groups to aid in Caesar's Legion, like the Powder Gangers. Oh boy, the Powder Gangers get like the worst, just indefinitely. She goes around making these false promises to these different groups and is actively like making the situation a lot difficult for the NCR, which is pretty interesting in my opinion. Like a lot of people, except for one particular person, possibly knowing that Caesar has a quote-unquote biological daughter working for him. Kind of like the whole Shredder and Karai situation. She could be biologically related to him. Maybe not. But like in the context of this story, it's just like she is loyal to Caesar, and possibly like it wouldn't happen because of Caesar's whole philosophy on how the Legion works, but she in her mind believes she'll be in charge of, which probably will not happen, just saying. But for the story, she believes this and is doing everything in her power to make sure that is absolute. There's a NCR Ranger, I forgot his name, but I know he later becomes like a important character in a B and C plot after like the events of New Vegas. Patriotic NCR drone till the very end. He's the nephew of a senator back in the NCR, and spoiler alert, when the I'm not gonna spoil that part, but when the courier takes over the Mojave, he essentially just goes back to California defeated. He's like, we really just got beat by a fucking mailman. How are we gonna like recover from this? So he takes over the main role of a side plot back in NCR, where his uncle and this group of NCR politicians and scientists are gonna give him. Oh, you fart not. He takes over this B plot of being part of this secret super soldier program where he essentially gets a strain of the FEV. What the fuck? He gets a strain of the FEV virus from Frank Horgan that for some reason they had stored away. Look, don't question it. So like he gets that strain and is he goes into a coma so that the strain can like do its thing and work its way through his body. While that's going on, a whole bunch of other things happen that I'll probably talk about after the explanation of the last character. A ghoul manservant to the last character is a ghoul manservant to Robert House, essentially. Kind of like he's kind of like No in a way, like he's the Alfred to Robert House, but not so much a combative kind of character. He's more like the political, wordy, very diplomatic kind of character. He's very upfront, he's blunt, but also has oh, sweet baby Christmas now. Let's see. We need to take out that leg. Oh my god, what the flying fruck? He's that kind of character. I forgot what name I gave him. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. He's the kind of character that is like very stealthy and diplomatic. Like he reports things to Mr. House and just gives him the rundown of what's been going on. Why does Robert House have a ghoul manservant? Don't worry about it, okay? This is my story. So, yeah, he's tied to Robert House and is very loyal to him. Until, like, the courier is like, you know what? I'm gonna take out House and rule New Vegas. And he's just gonna be like, okay, do it. Like he'll let the courier do it without much of a fuss. Or possibly he could possibly join the courier and try to like take him out. And I think he'll make like a fake like he'll like, oh, I'll help you out. I'll totally do that. Okay, yeah. So he'll make like a fake proposition, be like, "Hey, I'll join you," and then probably when the courier least expect it, the manservant will try to kill him, and the courier's like, "Haha, you thought," and probably kill him or give him a choice to leave on his own terms.
2 hits, kid. 2 hits.
Maybe. The heck are they doing over there? Oh, that's a death claw. You know what? That's y'all problem. We going in here. Yeah, okay. I could see that being like a more interesting story. So while that's going on, and the courier, does this whole thing with not only fighting multiple wars in different. Oh, I thought the Deathclaw made its way into the house. I was gonna shoot my pants. I like the whole thing between the courier and Julia, like with their covert missions against one another, with like the whole thing going down in Vegas comes to a head. The primordial A plot kicks in, because I've seen people play the New California mod, and I wanted to implement a character into that one, because this version of the star player, quote unquote, would be like two people. Well, not two people, but like due to the multiple endings, there's like multiple characters for different endings, and that would affect like the multitude of characters that comes along with it. So I think there's like 5, 6 endings in the mod, which would allow each character to take on a different path in that ending. And not so much like none of them are the courier. That is the thing. None of them are so much the courier, rather than they are each different individuals with different mindsets. And a lot of them go on to do stuff that either gets them killed or just they perish along the way. And almost every character perishes except for like 2 characters, 2 or 3. One of those characters is chosen to go after Joshua Graham, which fails. Another one like is convinced to be a NCR patriot, and they die at the bombing of that one location that turns into the divide. They die there. One member is convinced to become a raider, and they frickin' perish. Oh, they killed the Deathclaw. Nice. Then they left. Also nice. So they just dipped off, really. Another character is taken by the super mutants and turned into this unstoppable force, which is slowly starting to creep up on New California and is slowly draining them of their supplies and resources. Kind of just like being a growing force in their backyard. Another one joins the Enclave, and they later fight the Lone Wanderer, ending in their unfortunate demise. What's the other one I'm trying to remember? Another one, and I think this one is probably gonna be like... No, wait, I think there's 2 more. Yeah, there's one that joins the family. The Bishop family. Oh, crap. What did I make that one? That one... I'm trying to like remember from the top of my head, because I remember writing all of this down. I just don't remember what I did with it primarily. The Bishop member... Well, we'll figure something out for that one. And then there's the other member of the She, who is primarily the survivor. And he goes to look for the other members of his vault, and they turn into like a mercenary force. And there's a lot of like Deathclaws in this area. I'm now starting to remember that. I'm starting to realize that as I continue on. What did you fight over here? Oh, a Yao Guai. Then he got murdered by me. Oh, excuse me. Pretty unfortunate. There's a lot of undiscovered places. So we might go... Did we go to Vault 87? I don't think we did. So we'll go in this direction. So ultimately, the character ending looks for the other members of his vault, and they just become like a mercenary force that kind of works together on and off with the courier. Like, the courier has a lot of characters at his disposal to help with stuff. But there's also like another group of mercenaries that he'll kind of not so much, as the she character is just doing this to scrape by to help his friend. Getting kind of spooked out now. And that's mainly what that character will do until he eventually, him and his family eventually like leave to go back to California. So while all of that has happened, what in the more Wastelanders? More like aggressive Wastelanders? What is wrong with you guys? Raiders in training? Oh shoot. Nope, don't want to shoot Jericho. And so like there's some stuff for that, for like the she character. Like he'll probably do like smaller bit stories, like mods and whatnot. But while all of that is going on, the NCR Ranger later wakes up a few years later, and he will join in the B plot of the. He's the character that like goes through the whole frontier, and I think the Raider character doesn't so much. He doesn't join he doesn't join in the hunt for Joshua Graham. I'm misremembering some stuff, because I had like a character do that, and I failed to remember that. That doesn't sound like pretty cool just to throw away that character. So there's the NCR Ranger for the Frontier. There's the Crusader Initiate, who takes on the part for the Crusaders quest line. There's the Raider Legionnaire, who does the whole Legionary ending. And then I wonder, I'm thinking about like rewriting some of the plot for like certain characters, because on one hand the Enclave character could help out in the Frontier. It's like he's already across the wasteland in DC, getting screwed over by the Lone Wanderer, so I don't think that would possibly work out. But if that does come to like a point, I don't think like it would be worth it in the end. So the NCR for the NCR quest line, for the NCR Exiles, the Crusader Initiate helping out in the Crusader quest line, and then the Raider Legionnaire member for the Legion quest line. Like, it would be a bigger war on scope than it actually is, because the way I see it, like, for the story, I could see like for in order of how the situation of the three stories are handled in the Frontier, I would say that the first story that would probably be told would be like the Crusaders. Oh, that's a albino rad scorpion. Mama didn't raise no bitch, I'll tell you what. The Crusader questline would probably go first, as the Crusaders are allied with the NCR Rangers, the NCR Exiles, to defeat the Legion, which I would probably break up into 3 parts. And once that first group, quote unquote, is defeated, the Legion possibly come back, undermine the alliance between the Rangers and the Exiles and the Crusaders, defeating them and pushing back, not so much as killing off the Exiles, but pushing back into the territory, like punching through and getting more bang for their buck now that they've like resorted to using more modern memes. I would make the Northern Legion more like at first tribal, kind of like the Legion of the Mojave, but after they get defeated by the Alliance, they go into hiding, learn all this more tactical, more advanced stuff. Then they come back, defeat the Crusaders, nearly wiping them out, scattering a lot of the Crusaders in the process. Then the are doing the pushing this time until Blackthorn's forces for the NCR Exiles come into play and start to really make more headway into the situation. Defeating not only the scavs who are hired by the, not so much hired, but convinced in helping the Legion in not only their war, but also like trying to establish the like themselves as a more advanced legion in a way. Because the legate of the Northern Legion, he was more so retconning a bunch of things that the Legion were doing. No female. Who the fuck dares a raider with a shotgun hitting me from that far? What is that, a sniper rifle? Converted 2 pieces of things together to make one thing? How dare. Jericho. Keep him distracted. I'll keep this thing occupied. Now it's dead. Just wait till I get up there. Oh, Morty. Dog meat. You could have. Oh, damn. You know, he did. Oh, you're so lucky, sir. Oh, you're lucky. Oh, shit. Kinda don't like this shotgun, but it's stronger. Oh boy. If I get Clover, I might give this to her at some point. So yeah, the Legion, like the legate of the Northern Legion, is retconning a lot of stuff that Caesar deemed like not fit for them. Putting women into the Legion, using firearms, and just being more modern in how they fight, like with motorized chariots and all that goofy stuff. Like it sounds like something that is most likely an ideal thing, but I feel like with time and I want to say regression, that it could happen under certain circumstances. Like the legate of Legion realizes, hey yo, this old stuff, it's not really working out for us, so we got to come up with a new plan, and then that's when they convert and do all this new stuff. So I think that would probably like have them take on these new skill sets on how to combat and survive the whole story of the frontier, which I think is like more organic in a way if the story was handled a bit differently. So then with the Crusader initiate, dead or alive, after the collapse of the Alliance, the perspective of the Raider Legionnaire is put into effect in defeating, not because like the thing with the NCR exiles, they had the Wolf Pack, which was just like 4 people. I would probably make it 8, since like I would put the other 4 members of Wolfpack there on a mission, so like the team is doing a whole bunch of stuff, which would lead the Raider Legionnaire taking out those members rather than the actual main members and securing a victory. And when Blackthorn realizes, oh snap, B team's dead, I gotta call in the A team. That's when like we kick off the actual storyline for the NCR situation. Because while all this is happening, the Ranger, he's helping them try to like because his entire is to help Blackthorn get finish off the Northern Legion, to not only help reinforce the NCR with the whole super mutant thing going on in their backyard, but also be like a ally that could help take the Mojave, since the Mojave campaign is more or less a loss, because a lot of people don't really want in on that anymore. Like, they just want it to be done and over with. So while, the Northern Legion is pushing through, the Raider Legionnaire is like, you know what, I could lead this group, and tries to go after, he tries to take out the legate of the Northern Legion, successfully does it, albeit that he escapes and tries to fight the NCR, and he manages to win, but it's only held for so long, because once the actual team of Wolfpack is called in, they mount a true offensive against the Northern Legion, and more so takes them out. What the fuck was that? They managed to no, actually, now that I think about it, Hey, mama, mamma mia. Oh shit. Oh fuck. A damage, son. Do a lot of damage, unnecessary damage. Dog meat, take him out. I don't think so. Ooh. Interesting place to set up, sir. So yeah, now that I'm thinking, ooh, Tesla armor. Question is, oh wait, actually I think we have Tesla armor back home. But like, now that I'm thinking about it, Or the Raider Legionnaire could be an ally to He Who Shall Not Be Named. Okay. I could see that working. Because in the context of the story, I'm not gonna spoil like the whole thing for like the NCR campaign. There is a character that is like a traitor. I'm pretty sure like it's pretty much common knowledge at this point, because like the mod's been out for like a hot while. But maybe the Raider Legionnaire doesn't more so betray the legate, but is like he's allied with he who shall not be named, and is an informant who meets the ranger. Like, yeah, that actually could work. That actually could work. Okay. See, this is like why it's hard for me to keep a consistency with stories, because there's like so many things that are happening that I just want to like probably put a different spin on it. So that could work. If I ever do at some point do my little story. Oh boy. Rest in pepperonis, my friend. Just gonna take all this. She probably died fighting, trying to get some Kohler. Most likely. So, let's see. If that does happen, like the retcon of like the whole thing for the Raider and the Raider Legionnaire and the Ranger does take place, it would make the whole situation a bit more interesting in a way. So let's say instead of betraying the legate, he slaver. If I killed these guys.
How about you just mind your own business, okay?
As much as I want to.
Looking for trouble or conversation either.
I don't know, man. Like. All right, let's try this real quick. I'm a deceiver. Hey, can you guys like move out of the way of these slaves real quick? I'm only slaver after all. Alright, you leave me no choice. Told y'all to get out of the way. How is that dude still alive? Help? What you mean help? Wow. Dead. Kinda wanna test something real quick.
I'd rather.
I wonder if this'll screw me over.
Please. Help.
That's why we're doing it. That's why we're testing this.
I'm alive.
Cause if it don't work, I don't know what to tell you, Chief.
Yes? Come on, help me get this color off.
Yeah, I got you. Bam. Alright. Aren't you gonna pick up the stuff? Not really, no. I wanna test this real quick. But if that does happen for like the slaver, not slaver. Hey, you oh, I know y'all saw that too.
Ain't no reason to stick around here, is there?
Huh. Okay. Interesting. Rock breakers. Where did we come from? Well, that's why we had the whole testing thing. But if the Raider Legionnaire does temporarily ally with the Rain, then that could be like an interesting story as the story for the NCR Exiles begins. So the Legion once again have like they have their foothold in Portland. They have the excuse me. They have their spot. They have their dominance reasserted. And while that is going on for them, the ranger who helped prove himself in being a skilled individual who has helped them more so than the courier, because like they tried sending like, hey courier, could you help us? The courier pretty much denied them the help. He's like, I'd love to help, but like I can't really do that because I have New Vegas to defend. So the NCR, so the exiles are like, well, we're just gonna have to do this ourselves. Like, never meet your heroes, because like the whole thing with the NCR exiles is like they idolize the courier, where they're just just giving him a metaphorical blowjob every hour on the hour. So the NCR Ranger decides to aid them, and in return for aiding them, they will possibly head back to California to help with the whole mutant problem. I don't think so. You're not hitting me with that. Oh, there's two of them. Oh. Don't let that shit touch me, I swear to Christmas. What were you idiots doing at? Red Pass? What? You know what? I'm not even gonna question it. I mean, I'm still questioning it, but like, why though? So the Ranger helps out the exiles. In turn, he gets captured just as the exiles are about to mount an attack on the Northern Legion. They rescue him, in turn getting freaking, like, they go in, rescue him, but on the way out, they Fluffy and Jitters. Probably don't want to kill them. They did nothing wrong. I'll leave them alive. What the frick? I said we're gonna leave them alive. You fucking devious. You know what? That's what I get for trusting those two. I thought somebody walked in here. Dang it. Keller family manuscript thingy. Neat. So like they go in, they rescue the ranger, but on their way out, their wolf pack is killed. Loose. I say that loosely. They are killed, but the courier is still not courier. The frickin' ranger is still saved and is told about what happened. So with the combined force of the ranger and the allies that he makes in the in Portland, they strike back and ultimately defeat at first the Enclave. He has to go the moles and the Legion Raider move and to mess with stability within the exiles to a coup d'etat, which doesn't really, because the ranger has been so instrumental in helping them, in helping the exiles turn their luck over Portland. Blackthorn gets killed. Ranger gets framed for it, and more so the whole thing with the exiles just starts to fall apart, where the when Legion, a combination legions and the household band against the ranger. The ranger ends up defeating, and out of it all, the ranger, he's torn between like the situation. Come on, what's this difficult? Torn between the situation, what's going, well, like, I remember this. There where you get dog meat to happen for you, but I don't think that would have worked. He patched it. We'll never know. Right, I'm over it. So I'm Sophie. Sorry, Fluff. I am sorry that these two idiots decided to do that to you. May God have mercy on their souls. So, with the NCR Ranger, if officially the Scavs, the Enclave, the Legion, solving every problem in Portland alongside the former faction that was of their former allies that were the Crusaders, who, aside from the mine chick, I'm gonna make, I think, so aside from the mine chick, the old guy, and America, and the Crusader Initiate, Molly and the leader of the Crusaders are deemed dead. Like, I like Molly, but I'm just gonna say she died to like an incident that happened, which leaves like the other four members just alive, and they're just like they just leave. They're like, yeah, this was too much. We're gonna go. So, 45 damage, 44. That's one more damage. Wait a minute. Okay, there we go. And then we'll make this, bam, victory rifle. Yes, that is blood. Probably all the internal bleeding that you've been doing, my guy. So, with all of that taken care of, with everything that's been taken care of in Portland, the Ranger, before leaving California after everything that had happened with the coup, he's given a choice by his uncle to either like come back to California and explain what the heck's been going on, or stay in Portland and try to like reestablish the NCR exiles and wage his own war against the Courier, because he before leaving the Mojave, like after leaving the Mojave after the war at Hoover Dam, he has a bitter hatred towards the Courier and just wants to overall kill the Courier. But his uncle's like, nah, bruh, don't do it. It's too much on our plate, and like we just need those soldiers to help us. And he's like, nah, I don't think so. So he stays in Portland, tries to reestablish the exiles, doesn't work, goes back to California, and he is trialed for a large portion of war crimes. Like, yeah, it's pretty bad for the Ranger. So, after being trialed and essentially thrown in prison, a whole bunch of years go by. So, like, the A plot with the new California mod is taken care of. The main story of Fallout New Vegas is pretty much done by the time when the Frontier ends, a few months later, the Fallout New Vegas story ends, and C plot kicks in. So the C plot takes part in the in the mod Fallout New Vegas's Dust, where it revolves around this survivor who's trying to get out of the hellscape that is Fallout New Vegas. Fallout New Vegas's Dust. Everything is thrown into chaos after the courier outs the NCR, and the NCR, through like a rogue portion of the NCR's scientific government, are like, hey yo, we gotta do something about this. And just war crimes upon war crimes are committed in the are committed on the oh shoot, what's up, sir? Are just made in the Mojave. And it just, a lot of characters die, a lot of things happen, and in the midst of the chaos of what's been going on, oh, is my game finna crash? No. Okay. In the midst of everything that's been going on, the what the heck is super mutants? Are you joking me? Kidding me? Now? Of all times, now? Now super mutants? Okay, I guess. So with everything that's happened for the, like, the rogue NCR are just doing like very, very terrible things that needs to be taken care of immediately. And the Ranger's uncle, who is still alive, but like dying in the process, is like, we need somebody to take care of the situation now, and my nephew is the only person that can solve this. Because the Horrigan strain, like, he survived a lot of things that happened in Portland because of the Horrigan strain. Rapid healing, increased strength and durability. He's essentially like a mutant, in a way. He's more prone to tendencies, and because of what happened in Portland with everything that happened with the Enclave and the Legion, and the atrocities that were committed in Portland, he has this, he has like this near schizophrenic and rage-like tendencies to just go berserk. You know, like when you have like low health, like nerd rage, I think. So with all that had happened to him, he's like their best bet at taking care of a situation that, oh yeah, Jericho's got the high ground. He's got this. He was born for this. For that situation, he is called in to solve it. Now, from what I remember about the plot of Dust, the plot of that's there. The plot for Dust was that the oh no. One of the mutants killed the slaves we let loose. You son of a bitch. Are any of the other slaves dead? But why would you stay there, lady? Why? Why would you decide to stay? You know what? You got yourself killed. Anyone else that stayed would... See, this is what happens when you try to do good things. This is definitely what happens. I'm pretty sure none of them got away. I'm pretty sure none of that happened. I mean, none of them got away. But, in the midst of the, like, the story of Dust, I think it's like the scientists were doing like these experiments with the red cloud and released it upon the publics of New Vegas because they were really upset about what had happened with the courier and that whole situation. So when that had happened, I'm gonna just use this one. Hotkey it as my new strongest weapon. When all of that had, like, they hit through the cloud into the vicinity of the living civilians of New Vegas, like in the strip, like testing the cloud on civilians very, very evilly. Oh, I think I took too much of whatever it was I took. And a lot of people were not okay with that. So when the NCR found out, they were like, I think they captured one of the guys, but there was like somebody else that was like still in the Mojave doing that whole thing, like the experiments. They send the all those freaking all the slaves died. I killed those slavers for nothing. Great. So we came from here over here, and then we'll go back to the Rivet City. So they get the ranger to go after this remaining scientist. They give him equipment, tell him about what's happened in the Mojave, because he has been incarcerated for a long time. His strain is still going. Why he hasn't broken out of prison, if he's got like this strong strain, don't worry about it. He goes out there into the Mojave, who is this new hellscape, and runs into the survivor. And they together, they roam this new hellish Mojave and run into a few survivors, but, you know, that doesn't really work out so much.
Welcome to Potomac Attire.
Those other survivors perish brutally until they run into the other scientist who was doing a lot of the experimenting. I don't think they capture her. I don't think they should. Yeah, they won't capture her. Honestly, he's fed up with the NCR and kind of sees that not only Blackthorn blindly put his faith into thinking that the NCR would have been good, would have been better under his leadership, but the mole and essentially a lot of people who said, hey, NCR is corrupt and they really won't care about anything. He's like, oh snap, those people were right. So he kills the evil scientist, takes whatever like whatever notes they had about their experiments and pockets it. But then, now that he's back in the Mojave, he starts to contemplate going after the courier. So he convinces the survivor to help him get into the strip. They get in, they find a few survivors who's like, oh yeah, the courier? Nobody knows what happens to him. So they run to another person called, you know, that kid with the head brace, the Foresighter, Forrester, whatever his name is, the kid with the funny helmet. They run into him. He gives them I don't want to give out those. He gives them a glimpse or a guess of where the courier might be. So they go after that. They go after that one clue, that one insignificant clue that actually turns out to be quite useful, and find the courier. So they go up to the courier and like, hey yo, like the ranger's like, hey yo, what happened here? Why did you let this happen? He's like, oh, I didn't. The courier's like, oh, I didn't let this happen. It was the NCR that let this happen. And, you know, a lot of stuff that's been going on has been because of the NCR. And so, like, to spoil some of the story that's been going down, the courier, he killed Caesar, that is fact. He killed Caesar and let the president of the NCR die to demoralize the NCR, so they won't have much sway into like doing some of the things that he makes his demands for, which is quite a lot. So when the Ranger is like, you let the NC, like, the Ranger has always had a hunch that the president at the speech died, even though like the courier was there to like make a swift, like make sure the place was clear, make sure the place was not dangerous, and still the president died, and the courier's like, it is what it is, but I'm sure you guys will make it through this. Like, he has this like something happened and he just can't put his finger on what it was. When the courier reveals that he indeed did let the NCR president die, he's like, why would you do that? And the courier's answer is kind of hit or miss as I continue to like look into the motivations of why he let it happen. Because before this, the courier stopped Ulysses in the Divide. He stops Ulysses and, you know, convinces him, hey, don't use the nukes, but then goes around and nukes both territories of the NCR and the Legion. He's like, why would you allow this destruction to happen? You're supposed to, you've been helping the NCR for a good while. Why would you choose now to like not help at all? And he's doing it so much as to send a message to not only the NCR but the Legion as well. He's doing it in a way to be like, this, like, everything that you guys have been doing has been basically for nothing. If you keep fighting over these petty territories like squabbling ants, it's not gonna go well for anyone. So as he continues doing what it is that he's doing, he's killed House to gain control of the Securitrons. He's killed Caesar and President Kimball as a way to send a message to
Take a look around.
those who are still in power, like the generals of the NCR and the centurions and legates of the Legion, and like, stop, or this is gonna get way worse. What else did he do? Trying to remember. He killed General Oliver because even though Oliver was essentially right that the courier could not hold the dam, all intensive purposes, with the limited resources that he had, like, Oliver was right and the courier just killed him anyway, because in a way he doesn't care about being wrong or right. He's sending a message that fighting over these small areas isn't really going to do, you know, good for anybody. And I'll sell 2 of these. Do I really need all these mentats with how smart I am? No, not really. Oh, that's a lot of mentats I'm selling. It's like, hey, my guy, you're selling a lot of these drugs. Why? Because I can. The courier, he's helped Joshua Graham kill Salt Upon Wounds because he feels like they could be an ally that he could trust if things in the Mojave did fail. He was doing it all on a whim and just winging it. Like, dude was really in like that YOLO moment. It's like, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, well, I'm in trouble. So he does all of this. And the funny thing is, I'm still like debating on this one part. When he meets Legate Lanius, he, like, in my main campaign, I killed him, but I did a second playthrough and let him live. The ranger brings up, like, you killed all these people, but you let Legate Lanius live. Why would you do that? And the courier is like he in a way respects Lanius, not only for like the strength he possesses, but the daunting presence that he has as a legend in the Legion. Is like, of all the people that were like that like have that strength and that presence, that drive to do the things that they do, Lanius was more so a better
Hey.
what's the word? He was like a better force, a better commanding force than any of your NCR generals could ever be. The only other person that the courier does respect within the NCR, there's like Boone and a Ranger Andy. But like with Andy, it's more like pity than anything else. But like with Boone, he genuinely feels sympathy for him because of what had happened to him and his wife and his unborn child. And the only other person is Chief Hanlon, who was at the first battle at Hoover Dam. And since like that was their first battle against the Legion, he used tactical smarts, which the courier did admire. Because like I said, the courier, at least like my version of the courier, is just doing everything that he is doing on the offshoot that it fails. He's making a political statement on both ends, saying this war is going to drive both of your forces into the ground, because you can never expect an unknown force to just come in and that you've done across the pavement. He's making that statement, and with only the few exceptions for those that truly has his respect, like Lanius, Joshua Graham, Ulysses, like all of those characters, those people through their different ideologies all spoke under one specific term. There is like a way to hold us, like, from their different point of views. Ulysses saw that both the NCR and the Legion were a lost cause, because look at what happened to the Divide. No one was able to predict that was going to happen, and yet it did nonetheless, because of one package. No one decided to check the package and see what it actually was, and the Divide was just turned into a big old dust ball full of terror. Legate Lanius was determined to, if like you kill Caesar while working for the NCR, while working for the Legion, he just like tears through everything without a second thought. The only force that was able to like truly halt him was the Boomers, and that was just because of their artillery. Their artillery, I can't pronounce that word. Their artillery was able to hold the Legion back, and this was a Legion under Lanius's control, unless I'm misremembering. I might be. So that, like, he's using more force over brains, which is something that he is. Does Hanlon use smarts against the Legion, and that got the courier's respect. But with Lanius, he's more like forceful and direct with how he's doing the things that he's doing. He's more cut in a way with how he commands the Legion. And if the Legion was under his control, then yeah, I could definitely see that being more of a factor for. Oh, it's just a blowfly. Dang it, brain. Nailed it. There's that way of thinking that. Ooh, the heck did you fight? I didn't really like expect that thing to be so weak. What did you fight out here? Was it a death claw? But it's just the way that like the selective respect that the courier has for certain characters. And when it came to Joshua Graham, he was always about forgiveness and regretted a lot of the things that he did within the Legion because of the blind respect and trust he had for Caesar, until like that one incident which made him rethink a lot of the choices that he did. So the courier has this selective respect and understanding for characters that he's been with. Jericho's died where? When? How? Are you kidding me? Are you flipping? How? 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 Jericho, no. Jerry. Oh my God. Jerry. Jerry. Dog meat, kick its ass. Kick its ass, dog meat. Please. I don't know where that one death claw went. I don't know what happened. But I'm not happy about that. Dog meat's fine. Dog meat's never gonna die. Stupid bitch. Thing is, I don't know where Jericho's bot. Oh, here it is. Jerry. Jerry, no. Jerry, why didn't you say anything? That Deathclaw? I don't think that Deathclaw is coming back. So upset. Screw it. We're going back in time. We're going back in time. So yeah, because of the respect that he has looking into the different viewpoints, he kind of has this collective ideology that he built from other characters that he's met. He knows that the NCR could not hold Hoover Dam even if they won their war and continued their expansion. The Legion would possibly do it, but in the same way they would overstretch themselves too thin eventually. Like the courier says, like even if the Legion is strong in tactics and numbers, they can't really expand themselves all the way out there like that. So the Rangers like, why kill all of these figures but leave Lanius alive? And he believes that Lanius, like, the courier believes that Lanius could be a potential ally. He has more value to the courier alive than dead, as like an ally that could help stop, things that are going on. And with the war in the background of the NCR, with the increasing sightings of mutants, it's becoming more and more apparent when the courier's like, oh, I know about that whole mutant situation that you guys got going on there. I just chose not to do anything about it because, like, that's your territory. And I'm branded a terrorist, so I really can't do anything. So, who the fuck? So, after hearing all of this, the Ranger is more so pissed off than anything. And him and the courier just start duking it out while the survivor is just watching this all unfold. The ranger gives the survivor the papers and the files of what had happened that had happened with the scientists. He's like, hey, I want you to leave, because if you don't, you're gonna die here too. So the survivor leaves, and the courier ends up getting defeated by the courier. Wait, the courier ends up defeating the ranger. The ranger ends up defeating the courier. Shit, my bad. So after that, the ranger's like, oh, okay, I've done it. I've not only avenged Kimball, but all the people that have suffered under the courier, all the people that died because the courier was just not so much planning all of this, but was just he chose not to do anything. So after killing the courier reveals to still be alive and detonates the entire place they were fighting in with not only nukes and C4, but also planned to drop a hidden missile onto the location. So it's gonna be down there within a couple of hours, and this happens just as the survivor finds a way to escape the area, and for her own well-being manages to get into get help from the followers of the apocalypse, who then takes her to the NCR. And then the NCR, they take what they found and use that information to am I using the word indict correctly? I probably am not. But they use that information to indict the other scientist that was arrested and put in NCR custody. She gets a big payoff and tells the Ranger's uncle about what had happened, and more so the guy, he dies in his sleep in sadness, because even though his nephew was probably the proudest member of the NCR, how he went against orders to go after the NCR was really? All you had to do was just get the files and come back. You didn't have to die for this senseless revenge. Boom. Everything is kind of wrapped up pretty nice in a way. For the story, it's a bit convoluted because I did change up some stuff while I was discussing it. But the story of all these characters kind of just happens, and I think that in a way it's probably more interesting as the story goes on. It might drag on for a hot while, but it still has that endearing, very very spoken for situation. Everything's dire, and get to know these, it will eventually die. The character of Julius Caesar, when her father dies, she tries to take over the NCR. She tries to take over the Legion. I'm his biological daughter, I should be doing this. But then, even though she did a lot of things for the Legion, she is vastly advanced and is taken in by Land to be his wife. He takes her by force to be his wife, and that's most likely where her story just ends. She's saddened and upset that she couldn't take the Legion to make her father proud, and just her story just stops there. It's a lot of things that like could be done. I wanted to fit a lot more into the story, but with the major mods, I feel like that was something that that was like enough context, enough enough for the situation to be like enough content for the story to be given like several book series, like very very successful book series, and to put that all into one overlapping story was something that like I had to do personally myself, and I had to rewrite like the whole like, a lot of people really do not like the frontier. A lot of people do not like it. But with like how I've tried to rewrite it so far with the like with the alliance with the Crusaders being the first thing that happens in the story, like Blackthorn is already like competent enough to make friends with other factions rather than just be like xenophobic against them. That's something that he's like, oh, the Legion are here? We can't really fight them because we're just like a fresh new faction and we need help. So let's recruit the help of the Crusaders. Like with their military prowess and not being allied with the main force of the NCR, they have like a better chance at gaining strategical advantages in locations and certain objectives taken care of. Why? Oh. I'm just sorry. I'm real sorry. Real sorry. Ooh.
Greetings again, sweet America. This is...
Oh. There we go. So like, yeah, the exiles aren't really gonna have like much of a chance when they arrive. So from the Crusaders, who's already probably spent like several months ish in Portland and have a basic lay of the land, like a pretty good idea of what's been going on. So I feel like the Alliance first would be like a very interesting story. Like by the time the Ranger gets there, they've already got like a decent foothold. They're pushing back the Legion, and when they do, like peace is reached, quote unquote, until hello fodder. Oh, I missed again. Okay, there we go. Oh my god, is that a grenade? You bitch. Why? What possessed you to think this was a good idea? Ooh, a scavenger. Are you joking me, sir? I mean, ma'am? No, I didn't just assume your gender. You're tripping. Lady, you just saw your friend get obliterated. You really want to try me? Okay. There we go. Where's that merchant? Did that merchant die or run away? Damn it. I was gonna ask them to do some stuff for me. Thanks, Raiders. Thanks. Scumbags. But, yeah, like, by the time the Ranger, like, shows up to Portland, the NCR and the Crusaders already have, like, a pretty good pipeline of, resources and information and like how the situation is like being handled there. And it's only until like a lot of stuff happens that that not only the alliance falls apart because of the Raider Legionnaire and the underminement because of the mole in the exiles, there's like, it breaks apart the alliance. So like the Crusaders are extremely distrustful of the misinformation that they've been getting from the Legionnaire and the mole, and the NCR exiles are becoming less and less reliant on the Crusaders, especially after their downfall. They really take a lot of the stuff that they've had gained from the Crusaders and start using it for themselves. So around that time, when that's like after that happens, a lot of things like unfold with the Legion pushing back and killing all these members of the NCR exiles. A lot of things like inner turmoil between like the exiles and some of their own people starts to take more precedence. It's becoming more straining. It's like the same thing with the NCR and the Legion. They're exerting all of their strength into doing this thing, and it's starting to like get on people's nerves, which I do like that in stories where like internal struggles are always like the prime example of like you only have so much of a good thing going on until it goes sour. And that could be seen with, oh, there he is. And that can be seen with with like the situation for the NCR exiles. Yes, sir. I need you to do this and this and this. And then I'm gonna sell you what you got in here that I probably won't get. A Gatling laser? Are you joking me? Got a lot of pretty stuff, not gonna lie. Super Sledge, Switchblade. Do I really want to get rid of this jumpsuit? I think I have a dirty jumpsuit in my locker, but I'm gonna hold on to it just in case.
Give me a shot.
Ooh, excuse me. So yeah, like it's like that saying of you can't have too much of a good thing, because a lot of the times like overstretching your army super thinly is gonna screw you over, and that almost is always true when it comes to armies and like all that good stuff, just like army stuff in general, like army management. And that's kind of like the internal struggles for armies that I like to see and explore, because eventually when the NCR, oh boy, didn't mind seeing you here. Whoever threw that thing, you were terrible. You were terrible. Where are you? I see you. Hiding behind that rock, I see. Dead. So yeah, like when the NCR exiles are like, well, we can't rely on these guys, we might as well do this stuff for ourselves. It gets way, way worse. Like, it gets worse when they try to rely on themselves and they're still getting undermined, and when the Legion pops back up and is like more advanced than they were like a couple months ago, it's like, shnikes. It's we're gonna die. That's just how it is. It gets like that in terms of vicious dog. Well, vicious dog is also gonna die. There we go. Taken care of. It's just, it's like that, and who the heck? You thought? Stupid dogs. And like when the Legion starts to crop up in like this new technological advanced state, it's when the exile starts to sweat bullets and are like, hey yo, how can y'all do that? Y'all cheating. It's just more interesting as the story goes forward. And honestly, if I can say this, I like the NCR Rangers story more so than the Courier story overall, because the Courier is played to be like in the same vein as Eren Yeager, like a good guy, but surely, but like the Ranger just wants to serve his country, and with all this tomfoolery going on, you can't really have like your country being served when all this corruption and stuff is going on. And that's like, that's like the Ranger storyline a little bit more, because not only does he finally get the revenge that he's been seeking, but he suffers in just like the, I don't want to say it's perfect. He suffers in a way that makes you want, as before the reveal that the Courier like lets the president die, like before he leaves the Mojave, he's looked up to the Courier in a way and was like, oh man, this dude's pretty great. How come he hasn't joined the NCR? And he starts to have this suspicious hunch. It's like he's on to something, yet not a lot of people know like what fully had happened. And that something is what drives him, like this hunch is always in the back of his mind. It's like, did he really let the president die? Or was it just like a fluke? Like, he's not too sure, but he wants to get to the bottom of it ASAP. And that's something that you want to see through to the end. As the story progresses, after he takes the strain and goes to Portland, a lot of the built-up anger that he had towards the Courier is kind of unleashed as he fights for the NCR exiles. He's letting loose a lot of frustration and anger. He wants to get everything done for the exiles so that they can help him, not only the NCR, but also like get back at the Courier. He wants, oh, are you joking me? I can't escape it. I can't escape it. I can't escape it in Elden Ring. I can't escape it here. Like, he wants to get all this work done so that can help take back, can help stop the mutant force growing in the NCR lands, and also put a stop to the Courier. But when all of that crashes down with like the complete eradication of all three factions in Portland, he kind of just like, he doesn't give up until he goes back to the NCR territory and he's just thrown in jail. Like, you want to know a whole bunch of stuff of who, what, when, where, why, and when it's like when it's finally revealed that, you know what, this stuff is like going on in the area, there's only one person that could probably solve it, and it's not the courier. Because at some point during the development of this story, I thought about getting the New California group involved, and maybe like one by one each member is killed in this expedition, which could possibly help, which could possibly make things easier, because his, like, the story of the She Dweller, like his story and their family, it's also left kind of lackluster, which I also want to put in like to perspective. Maybe that story does come out. Maybe they do join him. They could. Well, actually just write a script out, like a script of the entire story, like rewrite a whole bunch of stuff, because now that I'm thinking about it and speaking about it more openly, I think that would be a very interesting idea story-wise. But for now, everything here is it's always in a work in progress story for me, because there are, ooh, give me that, thank you. Really wanted to keep that book. Like, the story is always a work in progress. Like, I have a bunch of stories for different games, just work in progress. They're all work in progress. None of them are complete, because I'm still experimenting with the story, like the story and world building for the character. Like, it doesn't have to be in lore. I'm not taking like my story as lore fact. I'm just doing it as something to make as interesting and very driven. Like, it took what, 7 years to make the Frontier, and within those 7 years it wasn't very good. Like, probably my favorite faction is the Crusaders, and because of the possibility of an alliance, I could see that being like in the back of my mind, that would be like the de facto ending for the story of Portland. Like, in my mind, that is the canon ending for the Frontier. And until I have my experience with it, it's just gonna have to be like that for me. Like, I don't want it to, but it's something that I, through like the eyes of somebody else who played it, that's probably gonna have to be like the fact. Oh shit. Good job, Jericho. We murdered a bunch of people in their sleep. Oh my god, Jericho. Just when I compliment you, you go and do some goofy stuff like that. What else? Like, it's the way the story is structured that a lot of people really don't agree with for the Frontier, because, like, I believe, like, yeah, homage pretty, like, interesting. Like, you could leave a homage for a game franchise here and there, but to just rip off like a whole bunch of things it's like, I don't want to say I rip off ideas for like character backstories, but like one of my favorite personal characters that I made was Yasuke Minami for Jump Force. And essentially just writing down and picking and choosing what his backstory was. He's essentially like a black Yusuke Urameshi with bigger daddy issues. Like that's it for him. Like there's no like his goal is to just defeat his dad and move on with his life. Oh boy. Mother. Okay. Okay, that wasn't too painful. Like, yeah, Yasuke is just a black Yusuke Urameshi. Angry at a lot of people, except for his mom, because his mom will definitely beat his ass. And dog meat is nowhere to be found. Yeah, I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure he's fine. And he's not so much as a blatant copy. He is just a character on his own who wants to find his own strength so that he can defeat his father because his father abandoned him and his mom. Like, his dad walked out on them to fulfill this undesirable purpose. There we go. This purpose to just like find a good fight, and his father is like on a similar level as like Lubu or Yujiro Hanma, like an unstoppable fighting force that no one can defeat. Sort of similar to like how Baki wants to fight his dad, but like less sex and imagination is involved. Where strength and training in this world that Yasuke comes from, it's all about using like chi, not ki, not the Dragon Ball Z stuff, but like increasing the spirit in oneself to have the power to unlock these new abilities and fight with your own strength. Like, that power comes from a lot of things. Like, it could come from a lot of things that can manifest into something. Like, Yasuke's main draw is from his rage, from the anger that he has towards his father. So he uses that rage and his training to manifest his chi into raw strength, to not so much extend his stamina to do the things that he does, but to give him the, oh, sweet baby Jesus. Sorry, you see nothing. You see nothing. Nothing. There we go. Did you? Did you? Did you? Look at this. This man's... Whew. Close. But, yeah, Yasuke is using his strength to... He's using chi to make himself, or to gift himself strength that he needs to defeat his father. There's another character, Kirin, who can do the same thing, but through different emotional spectrums, and grants herself the ability to cast lightning. I don't know how that works, now that I think about it and say it out loud, but that's what she does. She is able to produce lightning through, I guess I want to say, the electrolytes that courses through her body to increase her adrenaline and speed to possible. There's also magic, and magic is kind of a difficult outlier. Using chi, you need a certain assortment of rings about it, because I think it was Wang Shi or something, or Wong, or whatever that the 7 rings thing is, or something. I don't remember, but there's like, I remember a character who was like able to use magic rings to be able to use magic, and each one is like different depending on like which ring he uses. But magic uses like a similar thing. It uses, what the fuck was that? The hell? Oh hell no. What's going on here? Hey yo. Faded Pop Estate. Oh, it's an iBot. An iBot caused like some sort of explosion though? I don't trust it. Why? Oh my god. What is going on? Oh. But yeah, like, the characters have like different motivations, like power-wise, I'm not sure, because like magic is very different from chi. So like it uses physical energy, but it's more spiritual rather than physical. Physical. So the chi that Yasuke and Kirin generate are from their own stamina. Like they're exerting their own physical energy, like stamina, in order to use these powers, while a magic character is using spiritual energy. And even spiritual energy, it's more finite because some spiritual energy can be deemed as infinite, but it's a lot difficult to produce infinite spiritual energy in like a certain way. It sounds convoluted, but when I try to like explain it, it's very dumb. But in the context, there's two different types of energy, and that's pretty much all you need to know. There's two different energies that give off like that do different things, and that's kind of the like thing for these characters. Roosevelt Academy. We really did lose Dogmeat. And that's the thing, like, I'm paying homage to characters of these franchises that, not so much as a homage, more like I'm taking aspects and limitations. We really need Dogmeat for this, because I do comfortable. I don't feel safe doing this without Dogmeat. To at least be a distraction. Jericho, where are you, bro? Oh shit. So like, when I say like I'm taking like liberties, it's more like the base concept of spiritual energy and physical energy. Like I'm taking that base concept and making it into something for something that I would like to see. And for those characters, it's just that. They, like, the base concept of spirit energy and physical energy is like, it's physical. It comes from one's body. It is something that everyone can tap into. And there's like 50% of people can try to manifest this and make it their own. And that's pretty interesting to look at. But the idea is just like the base idea for like New Vegas's version of the Frontier. There is almost nothing original about it in a way. And it sucks to say that, because I like the Frontier. wish there was like more for it. I just wish there was like more going for it. You would become addicted to buff out. Well, we're gonna have to fix that. We're gonna have to come here later. Ain't no way in fucking hell am I gonna be trapped in this area. Can I wait? No, I can't. So, in a way, like, a lot of liberties were taken to make the frontier what it was, even though it was like in a 7-year development cycle. And I feel like it wasn't enough. Now, rearranging the story, it feels more natural when like you arrange it in the way that like it's set up, that I like kind of set it up to be. Where if where the exiles rely on the Crusaders and ally with one another beforehand than anything else, before just deeming them like a non-factor, like something of not helping them. Because the next time you see them in the... Where the fuck did I travel? I traveled to Vault 101? Am I stupid? I am. Because in a way, because like the next time you see them like during the NCR Exiles quest line, it's like near-ish at 75% within the story. Like once you get past all the bullshit with the nightmare sequence, which I believe should honestly be made skippable. Because the Crusaders are trying to stop a nuke from getting set off. And I think that is the part instead of the, like, at least in the context for my story, that is of the last, like, that is the small handful of Crusaders who survived after their group fell. America is probably hidden away somewhere, while the other members are still doing stuff. While like the other surviving members, like the Paladin Clements, I'm gonna say Christine, not Christine, Charlene. I think her name was Charlene, the psychic lady. Charlene is still alive, Clemens is still alive, and the Crusader Initiate is still alive. Like, you have the choice to kill Clemens and Charlene, but I feel like the Initiate is just gonna be fated to die because he's trying to stop the nuke. He's not gonna do something stupid like trying to hit it with a sword. He's not that stupid. The Initiate is more, he's like a recon scout. He's not gonna be doing that. He's not gonna be doing that dumb stuff. He's gonna be more tactful in how to approach the whole nuke situation. And honestly, because of the mole, he's gonna be like, hey, are you really gonna listen to this dude? He's crazy. Don't trust him. And then that's when like the Initiate is like, no, not the Initiate. The mole's like, this dude's crazy. You're gonna listen to him? And the Initiate just drops the truth bomb. It's like, this dude, his name is literally Mole. He's the actual Mole. And then it's like a flip on the head goes off, and the Initiate more so sacrifices himself to try to stop the nuke, which doesn't happen. Doesn't get stopped. But it's a way for certain characters to go out, because a lot of characters are just fated to die in stories like these. And it really sucks because like a lot of the characters that I have put into like this, I don't want to say grim dark timeline, but it's the only word that I can find that fits. And like this grim dark timeline of the oh, I guess we don't have Tesla arm. It's dark timeline for the frontier. It's not a good thing that's going on. It's bad. It's bad. And that's honestly what I like, because the twists and turns of the story that I've kind of rearranged and like I'm thinking more in on it. It's not perfect, but it's more interesting to see and unfold like the situation, because once the initiate dies, it's America is like, her character is like, I don't know, man. Like she's aight. But like once she finds out that like her closest friend other than Molly is also dead, like there's nothing holding her back to stay with the Crusaders. The rest of the Crusaders, with that handful of people who were trying to stop a nuke from going off, and now there's like 2 survivors, potentially 2 survivors. And if both Clemens and Charlene are also killed in the situation, she just walks off and is like the sole survivor of a group that swore up and down to always protect her. And that's honestly heartbreaking, but it's also like there is just so much going on in this situation that it's tonal. I don't want to say there's like tonal whiplashes like all over the place, but it's like, bro, there are so many things going on. Holy crap. And that's honestly what I like about it, like about this retelling. I'm probably never going to get to it, but I like it. And with the Ranger, he just goes through so much that like you feel bad for him. You want him to succeed, and when he eventually does, it's like he's too far gone to be called back. Like he seals his fate by fighting the courier, a ghoulified courier who is the reason why the president's dead, the general's dead, a lot of good people died. Like, before getting out of prison, the courier tried up and down to try to save New Vegas, realized it was a lost cause, and was like, well, I'm out. He tries to go to Joshua Graham, who ends up, well, I wouldn't say he tries to. He tries to get in contact with Graham, but Graham is already dead and turned into like something different. And with a lot of his companions who either left or abandoned him, or like find a way to get out of the situation. But when the Ranger and the Survivor show up, he takes it as it being his last run. His luck has finally run out. So he does the only thing he can do and just spills everything that's been going on, what he did, and gives the choice of like, are you going to kill me or are you going to let me walk? Or I could help you. And ultimately it just comes down to the fight. Which I think for both characters who have been through a lot, through different perspectives, it's honestly gonna have to... It honestly feels better for like these two characters to fight one another and kill them both off. Like, again, the whole story is convoluted. It's all over the place, but interesting in a way that like makes me on the edge of my seat, and kind of sad that the story would end right there. It's pretty big. Like, the idea is just pretty big and out there. However, in a way, you kind of expect for it to end in such a way. Like, now that I think about it more, the courier does do like the whole thing. Oh, I didn't want to take the scalpel, but okay. The courier does, like, he goes through the main story of like Fallout New Vegas. Goes through the story of New Vegas and the DLCs, and once he takes over New Vegas through House, that's where it would stop. And then I guess a lot of the side stuff, there's like a half and half, because on one hand, I do want the she agent to at least have like a couple missions or stories doing stuff for New Vegas, like for different groups in New Vegas, while also giving the courier a more legendary status, like being able to do all of this, that, and the third. But I feel like that would be stretching it. So a story like that, really, it stretches on for a while. So I really wouldn't know how to implement those two stories, like being together with one another. So it's interesting, and I'm questioning like how to make that happen. Even now, I'm still wondering. But that's the whole thing that I like about this retelling idea. Because that's all just for like Fallout New Vegas. That's all for like New Vegas' story. Like Fallout 4 story, it's kind of like shortened a little bit, because it's just like the sole survivor and his wife doing the story of Fallout 4. Like, there's no much of an extension until like the divorce, and then like the wife joins the well, it's not so much as like, it's not as long as like the story for Fallout New Vegas would be, but I guess I could like try to explain a new story. Like, I could do that. I possibly could. But with like so much time, like this is probably like the longest friggin' stream. Like, and this is all just to like, this was almost everything in the stream going on was just to explain a very still confusing story. But it's a confusing story that I like to talk about. Oh my god, the light. Get out of the way, Maggie. So it's just all over the place. Actually, hold on a second. Repair. There we go. So, I might definitely do I want to build up a script and like just explain the stories of the Fallout retelling. I could do that. Because honestly, I like the idea of retelling the story in a more darkish way. For the first two Fallouts, it's just like 3 characters at once, and like different stuff happens. So it's interesting how it's probably going to be interesting to try to explain that. Especially from like a perspective where anything and everything could definitely go wrong, especially like with my writing, my way of not thinking. So it's gonna be a confusing ride, but I think it would be fun. And if I had like found some help, because I'm in like quite a few Fallout related servers on Discord. But hooey, that will be a doozy of a task in a way.
Good hunting.
Don't tell me what good hunting means. I guess if I ever get around to it, I'll ask like for people who are very knowledgeable in Fallout to help, like in Fallout lore to help, especially like, oh man, like Fallout 1 and 2 is probably gonna be, it's probably not gonna be that bad. Probably won't be that bad.
So
But
what's it going to be?
Fallout 3 is probably gonna be shortish. Cause like the way I would do Fallout 3 is like, yeah, my character was a goody-goody in the wasteland, but when he gets out and has like no idea how to do things, Jericho more or less takes him under his wing and shows him how to survive, which is like what I'm currently doing here. But like, the character would slowly like redeem himself. Like, oh yeah, I enslave raiders, but I'm not an actual slaver. Wink, wink.
Enjoy.
And I think like when he eventually, at some point, stops doing the whole thing with enslaving, he becomes like a real hero of the wasteland despite the things that he did. What the fuck is Jericho? Jericho. I think Jericho and Dog Meat ditched me. I'd understand. I'd ditch me too. Fallout 3 would probably be like the shortest though, I would feel. But it would also like probably be the easiest because I won't have many mods to like work it off of to try to expand the lore. But with New Vegas, with the expansion, with the mods being like lore expansions for that specific, oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Deputy Weld, how are you letting this happen? I got you, buddy. What the heck? What robot died? How did you guys let this happen? What was this random Protectron? You need to step it up, Deputy Weld.
Give me whatever you got.
Just like story-wise, for like New Vegas, probably going to be the hardest thing in the world. Because with the mods being like expansions for story, it'll be a doozy. It'll be such a doozy.
Clothes make the man, then here are the means to remake.
And then Fallout 4 probably will be like short as well. Not doing 76. Fuck off with that. And then there's like the other, like I even included Van Buren as like something to be part of the story. Oh. I'm sorry, but hi, that scout. Sorry, I missed your thingy, because I've been just rambling for the longest while. You probably checked out long ago too. But I even thought of like putting in like Van Buren to like as a little like teaser or taste of the Fallouts that we could have gotten.
A pleasure doing business with you.
No, I don't want that. Here we go. And it kind of sucks too, like with like the story for Van Buren and Fallout Tactics. I also want to include them for like lore and story purposes. There we go.
You want something?
Because it's a retelling of the Fallout story, and that's all within a separate universe that I wanted to set up for my own version of the Fallout world, because it would be pretty dark. But that's also like what I love about the idea, and like I'm not really much of a fan of like happy-go-lucky stuff. Like I've started to desensitize myself to that. But like with Fallout 4, there's like this whole thing where it's completely different. For Fallout 4, it's like there's the main story, then the DLC. Like after the main story, the couple, yeah, I guess I'll call them that, the married couple, they more so divorce after opened. Obviously the ending, he's the main focus, and the wife is like the,
You came in here
not so much sidekick, but she's the ride along to the situation, because like part of me wanted to make her like also a combat specialist, but the more I thought about it, the more I was like, you know what? It's probably for the best. Because ain't no way in hellful that a lawyer would be able to, like, probably could, but like, I don't know. I'm not gonna get into that. But like, I was going to make the married couple like The husband is a U.S. soldier who served in the army, and the wife was going to be a former Chinese dragoon spy that would be like, that would kind of be like the, like, both met on the battlefield, but after like the two fell in love, the wife decided to change her allegiance and help the Americans, and basically just aid at the Battle of Anchorage. And then once, like, once after everything is said and done, they both get married, and a year later they have their child together, which, like, they're put into like a special social service. Like, the government does not trust this former dragoon officer to have her full intentions at heart, but it's a lot. So they obviously get together, go into the world of. Actually, you know what? I'll have that. I'll have that as a story for another time. Because if I keep going any longer, this'll be a very, very, very long stream, and I don't want to do that. So we're gonna try to wrap everything up nicely. And honestly, I kind of had fun with this. It's a longer stream than I would have intended, but it happened nonetheless. Am I just gonna put that in there? We got rat, scorpion glands. Let me see if I can find somebody to buy these off me. Did I go to Moira? Yeah, I did. I cleaned her out. There's only one other person that I know who could probably take these from me. And if he won't take them, well, they're gonna be in my pocket. I can't tell you any more than that. But yeah, that's kind of like the idea for the story that I have going on. And honestly, I like what I've come up with so far.
Hey, Smoothskin.
God, my favorite.
Wait, you're not gonna hit me? Yell at me? Not even berate me a little bit?
Berate me a little bit.
Well now, that's a surprise. I'm used to every asshole Smoothskin in this town giving me shit just 'cause I look like a corpse. I'm glad to see that
Oh no, my guy.
wild people around here. Listen, Moriarty'd have my head if he caught me selling at a discount. But for you, I'll risk it.
Bet.
Anything for you, friend.
Call me friend. I'm okay with that. There we go. Yep, I think that's everything. Cool. And with that, I think we'll call it here. So yeah, I have like a lot of this stuff that's going on top of like my life being in shambles. You know, gotta try to keep my head up. But I do like this story setup that I have. I just wish I had more time to work on it. Like, I've been procrastinating with a lot of stuff, and I know I'm not gonna get everything I wanted out there in the public of the world till I inevitably perish. But yeah, it's a pretty wild ride, and I like what I've gotten down so far, and if there's anybody that wants to help me, like, if anybody even gets the end of these streams, which I doubt there's like a few people out there. I doubt there's anybody that's willing to listen to this whole shebang of monotony. Like, if there's anybody out there that wants to help with like a story like this, at least for Fallout New Vegas, I'd be interesting to like hear that out. I'd be interested on that. Very interested. But unfortunately, we have to put this to an end. Yeah, I know, dog meat, it sucks. So if you liked what you saw and listened to, leave a like, comment, subscribe, follow, dislike, do whatever you gotta do to motivate me to make more videos like these possible. And yeah, I'll talk to you later. See ya.